This is the formula sheet for general maths. It is a formula sheet for all of year 11 and year 12. So there are some formulas here that you will not need for your unit 2 exam. I'm going to highlight the ones that you will need so that when you go into the exam you know what formulas to look out for. So there is area of a triangle. You're going to need that formula. There is Heron's formula. That's also for finding the area of a triangle when you're given 3 sides. So if it's not a right angle triangle and you're given 3 sides, you're going to have to use that formula. We don't do earth geometry until next year. We've done simple interest and compound interest. We did all of that in unit 1. Sequences will be next term and networks next term or next year. And trigonometry, Pythagoras, so basically all the formulas here you're going to need. So that's SOHCAHTOA, you've been given that as well. That's the cosine rule. For the cosine rule, it's when you have one angle and 2 sides. You can find this one of the missing sides, and then you have the sine rule where you have 2 angles and a side and you're looking for one of the missing sides. And then we have area of a triangle, the same as a half times base times height, but this is a half AB sine C or half BC sine A. Then we move on to the mean, which is the sum of the values divided by the frequency or how many there are. Median is the n plus 1 divided by 2, and that's the position where the median will be or the middle number will be. You don't need the other formulas except for standard deviation and outliers, but I'll talk about standard deviation in a second. This is to find out outliers. So that's the lower fence, that's the upper fence, and any values that are lower than the lower fence or they're smaller than the lower fence as an outlier, and any values in your data sets that's larger than the upper fence is an outlier. Okay, with standard deviation, you do not need to know how to use this formula. In the exam, you will be expected to know how to use the stat function on the calculator. So there's a function on your calculator. If you go to mode, hit stat, and then one variant and add your values in. I will make a video on how to do this. It's not that tough. Okay. And those are all the formulas that you'll have in the exam.